B Productions is launching an all-new podcast network. 4 shows, 4 hosts, one powerhouse of paranormal and cryptid entertainment all week long. Ghost Cats and Cryptids joining the Banter with Richie B Podcast Network every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join researcher Jean Tewksbury as she dives into the world of mountain lions, the elusive predators known as ghost cats. Jean also explores cryptids, separating fact from folklore and asking the questions others won't. Kick off your week on Tuesdays with the one and only WOJO, host of Home of the Boom. He's diving deep into the world of cryptids, Bigfoot, and the mysteries that shake the woods. Interviews, investigations, and the loudest boom in the cryptid community. Every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fridays get a little darker and a whole lot prettier. Join Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal, where makeup meets the macabre. It's Sam After Dark, spooky storytelling, and her fan favorite segment, Cooking for the Dead. Tune in every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for glam, goosebumps, and all things ghoulish. And every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the flagship show returns. Banter with Richie B live, featuring Richie B and WOJO. From updates to investigations to wild discussions, this is the core of the network. Raw, real, and always unpredictable. Spend your Saturday evenings with the duo that started it all. 4 nights of content, 4 incredible hosts, cryptids, ghosts, glam, stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. This is the Banter with Richie B Podcast Network.
For all being on here, and remember, we are home of the What's up, everybody? And welcome to Home of the Boom. Boom! I'm your host, the WOJO. Welcome. Welcome for this beautiful Tuesday. It's amazing looking outside that snow is finally going away. And yes, we're going to be going out in the woods. Can't wait. It's been a while. It's been, 3 weeks or something like that? Excuse me one second. Hangawa. Every podcast, my dog is right there, wants to be patted, but it'll be 2 hours later and I'm still patting her. Sorry, hon. Not now. But anyways, yeah, so me and Richie, it's been 3 weeks or something like that since we had the big blizzard and everything. And it's been we had 3 feet of snow. So I'm going to get out in those woods and see what's going on. And it's been a while since we've seen our friends and everything. So I hope everyone's having a great day and everything. Is anybody having problems sleeping? Because I'll tell you, the glitching in the air is since they backed up the hour. I mean, I've been a mess. I haven't been sleeping since they turned back the clocks. I don't know how you guys, but anyways. So tonight, and welcome to our worldwide podcast. We are here on Banter with Richie B Podcast Network. We are on Amazon Fire Stick and YouTube and X. So tonight we have our friend Bryce Edwards. Bryce will be talking about his adventures out in his part of the world of his sightings and stuff. Let me see. He's having a little difficult issues getting on. So, so I get my co-host, my fellow researcher of the banter on the other side, trying to reel him in. I don't know if Richie's ready to come on. He's welcome to. But anyways, we're going to have a kick-ass show no matter what.
Always ready, boss man. Always ready.
Yeah.
That's why I'm WOJO's boom boom boy. Home of my boom.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking, bare grass. The only thing is Thursday's not coming fast enough. I am looking forward to getting out there and do some research and get out in these woods. What about you?
Yeah, that's a necessity at this point. I never realized how much in my life that it would become a necessity, right? It was always something I enjoyed to do, and now I realize how much of it is an absolute necessity that I get out in the woods and just feel the boots on the ground and the trees and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And just the wind blowing and, hear a vocal or knock on a tree or see the gift in chair or have a gift left or something just to get that exhilaration going again. Cause it's just heavy without it, my man. Do you want me to bring up those, let me bring up those pictures here so we can talk about our friends that help us out a little bit here, huh? There's Dark Realm TV, everybody.
Where fear lives.
Yep. Check us out there worldwide. Every Amazon Fire Stick, Roku television. Get over there and subscribe to their Dark Realm TV, man. I want to thank everybody. I sent out a bunch of invites to everybody on my personal channel, and a bunch of people responded and really gave them a nice boost over 2,000. So it was really, really good to see that activate and happen. Thank you guys so much. It's $4.99 a month over at Dark Realm TV. And you don't just get us on there. You guys are here all the time, right? Well, check out all the other stuff on there. You like wrestling? There's some crazy ass wrestling over there. That thing's going big on them. There's paranormal. There's all kinds of stuff on there. So get over to Dark Realm TV and make sure you get your subscription. And of course, there's Media Squatch. The app is gone, but you can still go to the website directly. I have to move us because we're in the way. Check it out. www.mediasquatch.com. That's right, Jim. All kinds of podcasts on it. It's endless. I can't even begin to list them, but all the oddities and chaos and ghosts and cryptids and everything, music, all kinds of stuff on Media Squatch. That's totally free. So get over there and check them out. And then, of course, our good friend Dustin Daniels over on the HLO network. And I never put up a visual for you guys in the past, so when you do go looking for him, now you know what to look for. So check us out on H-Low Outdoors, H-Low Media. He plays a lot of he's kind of a little bit behind. Well, it's nice because he's behind, but I keep watching him pop up of all like the old shows. It's and then I just laugh, and it's just awesome.
We look so young.
Yeah, 2 years can do a lot at this age.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So that's where we're at. I think I see your guest here too, by the way. Let's say hi to everybody, you think, boss man, and then bring in your guest.
Yeah, let's go say hello to everybody.
Yeah. Don't worry, I eased his mind. He was very apologetic, and I said, "Hey, none of that around here, dude." I said, "We're pretty chill." I said, "As a matter of fact, I'm not wearing pants." So I don't know how that seemed to go over well, but we'll find out directly. Sorry, I should keep that just for my show. Speaking of that, I want to make a quick announcement while everybody's here. The Banter Richie B podcast will not be seen this Saturday. I will be back Tuesday for WOJO's show a week from tonight. So no Banter Richie B podcast Saturday, but there is Amazing Sam on Friday night at 9 p.m. Sam's Pretty Paranormal Podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Sunday, you will see Ghost Cats and Cryptids. With, of course, Gene Tewksbury, the Legend of Maine. And back again on Tuesday right here with the Home of the Boom. We're going to have an in-house show. We're going to go over the evidence that we find or hopefully find on Thursday, because we will be going live for the first time on X, live for a research. We will bring it to you live from X. Go get your X subscriptions, man. Obviously free to have. Nobody needs to know you have them. You can just have your own self on there and keep it private, and just check us out, man. Support us that way, because the other channel I'm not that interested in doing much more for. I'll be posting some stuff there, but not really a lot. So check us out on X if you want to see us live. The podcast will always be seen on YouTube, but primarily that's about it for me. I'm not going to be doing much more over there. So just to give you a heads up. And then I'll be back the following week. Also, the format for my show will be changing. I'm not going to be having guests as much on my show. It's going to be more geared towards topics, evidence review, history, like we've been doing a little bit. I just kind of been testing that out with you guys, and I just really enjoy it a lot more. And rather than going through the troubles, pardon me, the no troubles, I've been very blessed. But yeah, some of them are troubles, and of getting somebody in and doing all the stuff that you got to do when it comes to that. So I will be guest free from now on, because that makes me happy. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. Thank you. Lori Ladd was first, sir.
Lori.
Yes.
Lori's the first one. Wow.
Bryce was second, and he's here now in the back. And then he left, and then he was here, and then he left, and now he's back again. Just an update on Bryce Edwards' whereabouts. Back to you, WOJO.
Yeah, we'd have to send the choppers after him.
Right? Gene Tewksbury.
Hello, Miss Jean.
Jesus, dude, I got that spin thing going. Now it locks on and it just zips by everybody. BDA is here. Barry.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, All and Andy.
Yeah, that guy too.
That guy too.
JT's in the house.
Hey, many blessings, brother. Great to see you.
W.
Secret Squirrel, my man.
Yes. Hello,
Great
TM Drake. Welcome.
Hey, Drake. Great to see you, buddy.
Gianni.
Hey, Gianni. Ciao, Bella.
It's like they're running out. It's like they're running out into the court, and I'm just calling out their names. I kind of like it like that.
I'm here.
Yeah. Number 25. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
General Tidbits.
Hey, Carlosi. Wow, look at it. Back-to-back Italians.
Hey, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Fugazi. Let's
Great to
go.
see you.
Everybody out there, hit the like button, please. That is how you pay your submission to the show. Just one likey, please.
Right. Please.
And Jorgling or Danita says Gucke Ifjiffe.
Well, what?
That's what he said.
Hey, Jorgling.
Yeah, he corrected it with hi, but I really like that one the best.
Yeah, and I do too.
Number 73,
Martin.
All the way from the mountains of New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah.
Weighing in at, well, never mind. Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal, the best executive producer in the world.
Oh, yeah. Cornbread Mofo, the one and the only.
I should get a megaphone and do introductions. Everybody will stay for that, right?
No. I do have one in my closet, though.
Oh, my God. You should never tell me that.
I swear to God, I do.
Why don't you
Imagine
bring
you showed up at the softball games?
Bring it. Dude,
Number 36.
Dude, they already hate me. They hate me enough on the field because of my big mouth. You kidding me, dude?
Oh, yeah. The sirens going off.
Oh,
they think it's a protest.
Yeah,
they're protesting.
Why don't we bring that out to the woods and see and experiment with the thing, right?
Oh, they'll shove it up our friggin' keisters. What are you kidding? They'd be like, dude, shut
I'm
up.
in. Mooncat Ops.
Mooncat, great to see you. Thanks for being here. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Yes. At J_OO. Bryce Edwards killed my lizard. Someone says. I don't know.
Oh my God. Give him mouth to mouth.
Could be a funny guy, so we got to keep an eye on the funny guy. Where's D Hoot? Vincent Tipping.
Hey, Vince.
Vincent Tipping. How do you know he wants to be called Vince?
I don't know. I could have said Vincenzo. I can't.
Hey,
D Hoot.
Da Hoot.
D in the hoot.
And Da Hout.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right. I'm going.
Don't mess with her.
Lori Ladd, of course, says zingers because she does help us with zingers. Thank you, Lori.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. She's great.
William Nighthawk.
Yeah. Oseo, how you doing, my friend? Many blessings. Great to see you.
He's hearing repeat audio when I talk. Thank you. Thank you, William.
Nine.
But I don't care. Skid operator, Skidder. Road.
I got you, Vinny. Rohad.
Remember that? Road. Previously.
Hey, previously. Great to see you on here.
All right. Got a lot of fans. Moon at noon.
Mooney at Noonie. What's happening?
Vincent says, get to the chopper. Eric Vogel.
Who?
Yeah, right. Damian Smith.
Hi, Eric.
Who?
Demo, what's happening, brother? All the way from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Hello.
Good to see you, brother.
Tyler.
Rhoda Dogga.
It's only because I'm yelling, William. But I have noticed since we do that other portrait thing that there has been more of an echo, by the way. Strange. I don't know what that means, but nope, no likey till I get the guest. Oh, the Williams playing hard to get tonight. Oh, you'll give that likey and likey it. All right, I think we're good. Oh, wait. No. I'm trying, Bryce. A lot of people. Denny-O!
Denny-O. What's happening, brother?
A lot of people here to see Bryce and WOJO. All
Oh,
right.
Bryce.
That is everybody. We have caught up and we are ready to go. Would you like me to bring out the man of the hour? Well, the man of the 45 minutes.
Beam him up, Scotty. Beam him up.
That's right, Jim. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Bryce Edwards. I clicked it. There he is.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Oh, we can hear him and everything. Yes.
Oh, we can hear him.
Victory is ours. Sorry.
That right there deserves a boom.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
I was getting a little nervous. I'm like, geez, he's got some tough.
Yeah, he was
tough
sitting there
going
waiting.
over there.
You were sitting there waiting for your prom date, going, "Oh my God, is she got a show?"
Right? Yeah. I was sitting there and I was like, restream. Never used that one before. And then all of a sudden it asked for permissions. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah. I don't like asking for permission about anything either. It's aggravating.
Right?
Hey, Benno.
Blizzard, it deserved it. So,
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, Well, welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming
Couldn't have
on.
been a minute.
And okay, well, thank you for being on here. It's great to see you, buddy. No, I'm only kidding.
Have a good
Yeah,
night.
thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, have a
having me.
good night. Yeah, so
Yes.
so you're from southeast or southwest Illinois.
Southern Illinois. Yeah, Southern
So
Illinois.
you're from Southern
I was going to say I'm about like 2 hours from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't hear WOJO now.
so-
I can hear you, but I can't hear WOJO.
You can't hear WOJO.
Yeah, I can't hear WOJO, but I can hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
Richie, you might as well be my interpreter.
No, I
Okay,
can hear
go
him now. Okay.
Richie, you might as well be my interpreter. Boom.
So, Bryce, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from Illinois, and
Yeah.
tell us a little
I'm
bit
from
more about yourself.
Illinois. I got a wife, 4 kids, blue collar, work in a factory. And on Friday nights, I do a radio show. So, like WOJO calls me, I'm a spin doctor. And yeah, man, been dealing with having Bigfoot on our family farm now for the last few years. Few years that I've known about it, but the first-hand encounter story I have of one from a family member, it was my grandma, was back in 1963. So they've been there for a while, apparently.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like another. So your grandmother. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I get interested real fast, and I become a host. I can't help it. So you're saying your grandmother in 1963 saw him?
Yeah. She told me whenever I was a kid. Yeah, she told me a story whenever I was a kid about my dad. He was 5 at the time. That's how I know it was 1963. And my uncle was like 1. And she had them out in the front yard at her house out there on the farm. And the farm, it's a 642-acre family farm. It's been in our family since the 1860s.
Wow.
And so it was just like a summer day out there. And they were hanging out and everything. And all of a sudden, across the road, there's a field. And then you've got another big patch of woods. And coming out of those woods, first on all 4s, and then it stood up. She called it a honey bear. So me being a little kid, when she tells me this story for the first time, I'm just thinking grandma saw a brown bear. Right. But she said it stood up, saw them, and started walking towards them on 2 legs rather quickly, and scared the hell out of her. So she grabbed my dad and my uncle and ran in the house, locked the doors. But then on top of that, went and hid in the closet until my grandpa got home from work that night. So I always thought that part was kind of strange, you know, because I mean, like, even if it was just a bear, which we don't have a bear population in Southern Illinois, you know, would you go hide in the closet if you already locked the doors? So I was sitting there listening to a Bigfoot podcast a few years ago, and there was this old timer on there, and he was talking about his encounters, and he was calling them honey bears. And as soon as he said that, the light bulb on grandma's story went off in my head. And I was like, holy shit, grandma saw Bigfoot, because that would explain how she reacted, you know, hiding in the closet, all that. I mean, it was pretty wild. And I asked my dad about it, if he remembered it. And he said he remembers her telling the story. He's like, but he doesn't remember it himself because he was too young. But yeah, so there's that one. My dad, back in 2015, he heard a Bigfoot roar with my cousin Jerry. They were over at Jerry's house and out there on the farm. And it was about dusk, late summer. And you had, like, you know, birds chirping, insects making noise. Well, across the road from Jerry's, over in that field, there was a pack of coyotes that were starting to go off. And, you know, that's normal out there in the summer, especially. And all of a sudden, he said, out of nowhere, just this big, loud, like, rattle your insides roar came out of nowhere. Him and my cousin, 2 knots, scare easy, looked at each other like, what the hell was that? What ended up happening, like, they looked around, they couldn't figure out what it was, but everything went quiet, like everything. they never did see what it was, and they only heard that the one time at time. So whenever he calls me, I think he called me that night, or maybe it was the next day, and told me about it. And even as far as 2015, I'm thinking to myself, you know, because he said, he goes, I swear, he goes, that sounded like a Bigfoot roar. And I'm like, sorry, I'll roll my window up because I had a dog barking. But you know, like even back then, I'm thinking Bigfoot in Southern Illinois, like no way. You know, I'm still thinking at that time, you know, Pacific Northwest. I'm not even thinking Appalachians, really. I'm just thinking there. So, you know, I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, cool. Well, if you did, cool. Because I mean, like, there has been Bigfoot spotted here before, back in the 70s. I think it was 72 or 73 in Murfreesboro, Illinois, which isn't too far away from me. There was sightings of what they call the Big Muddy Monster. And that lasted for a few weeks in the 70s. And then again, there was another sighting of it in Murfreesboro in the 80s over at like a junkyard. And so, you know, it's not unheard of, but even then I'm still thinking, nah, there's no way there's one out there on the farm. The farm, I'm not going to give like the direct location, but it's within 25 miles of the Shawnee National Forest, which is like, I think over 100,000 acres. And there's a ton of Bigfoot activity in that. And I mean, as the crow flies, it's a lot closer than 25 miles. That's just driving miles. But, but so way I figure, there's a set of train tracks that, well, it's an old set that leads to this coal mine. They ran a set of tracks from the coal mine they built back in 2006, and that cut through part of our property to attach to this old set of tracks that they redid. Those tracks, if you follow them down far enough, they go through the Shawnee, or well, by it anyways. And you know how they say about like Bigfoot using right-of-ways, like for power lines or train tracks, stuff like that. I'm wondering, since those tracks were old tracks to begin with, if that maybe wasn't how they got up here as far back as the 60s, you know, when grandma saw it. I'm not really sure. But so, you know, dad tells me that. I'm like, all right. So 2023 on Mother's Day, the month of May, that seems to be like the big kickoff month that I've noticed these last 3 years for whenever like I start seeing things, hearing things, whatever, or even with my dad, because he lives out there still. I live in town now. But my wife wanted to go out there, and even though it was May, she was thinking there might still be morel mushrooms, which no, there's not. But I was like, all right, whatever, you know, get the kids out of the house. We'll go out there on the farm, walk around, never need an excuse to go do that. So we went out there, and I asked my dad, I said, hey, if there's any morels anywhere, where would they be? And he said that, you know, go behind Jerry's, which Jerry's passed away since then. He died in 2018. But he was like, go back there. He goes, you know, cut the corner of the field and go into those woods over there. He's like, look around the fallen trees. He's like, if there's any over there still, that's where they be. It's like, all right. So we go through there, and like you park at Jerry's place, you walk through his yard, you get to the backyard, and like the edge of the backyard, you've got a bunch of like overgrown brush area. You got to kind of wade through all that. Well, as we're wading through that, I noticed this great big impression where at first I'm thinking maybe it's just where a bunch of deer were bedding down. But what I end up finding in the field makes me think it may have been actually like an ambush spot where it was just like sitting there, you know, crouched down and everything. Because my oldest son, he was 8 at the time. He got a little bit ahead of us, and he was up there at the field. He goes, hey, Dad, come here. I see some footprints. I was like, okay. So I looked at that, saw that, and I went over there to the field. Well, when I got to the field, I saw the footprints. I was like, holy shit. I ran back and grabbed my tape measure out of the car and came back and measured them. These prints dwarfed my foot. I wear a size 13, and these prints were 18 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. And it was cutting the corner of the field just like we were doing, because when I first seen them from a distance coming up, you know, there's like a little bit of a hill to get up to that field. I was thinking, okay, well, maybe somebody's been out here trespassing, or maybe it was dad or something, because, I saw footprints at first. It wasn't until I got closer I realized how big they were. And so I took pictures of those. I took the picture of it by itself, then I took a picture of it with my foot next to it, which I sent to you, WOJO, if you can pull those up. And then as we're sitting there looking at those, and I'm like, well, you could tell, because like the field had been disked probably a week or two before we went up there. And so it wasn't like like looking at like the picture, it's kind of hard to see the toes, but like being there and seeing it, you could see the toe outline a little bit. And I mean, it wasn't like somebody had on rubber boots and just stepped in disked earth and it spread either,
Right.
And a matter of fact, like the first print, the one that was really good, like, front, like, tip to heel, like that one, it had like moss on it or something, like it had been like standing over or walking through over by where the pond was. Because right there in the corner of that field, you go back about maybe 15 yards at the most, and there's a pond, and like the bank and everything's right over there too for it and all that. So, I'm looking at these prints and I'm like, they don't look really fresh. They looked within a couple days old, maybe 3 or 4. I was like, well, let's go ahead and go on in there and see if we can find any morels. And we start walking, and I noticed something in the field, and I went over and looked at it, and what it was a deer carcass, deer skeleton, completely clean except for the front legs, like from the hoof to like the knee, I guess you'd call it, the first joint, and that still had fur on it right there. But what was strange about this is that it had been ripped in half.
Oh,
like you had the back half here, that was what we saw first, and then about 20 feet up was the front half. And I mean, I didn't take a picture of that because I was just like looking at it like, what, like, okay. But it wasn't like coyotes did it or anything like that either. Like I grew up on the farm. I've seen coyote killed sites and all that stuff. Bones are always scattered everywhere. Like this was back half over here, front half's up here. So I was
let me ask you this. So was there any of like any tissue or the insides or anything
no,
that was in
was gone. The only thing, like I said, was like where the fur was. You could kind of see a little bit of meat and stuff around where like the fur and all still was, from like where like the joint down. You can still see a little bit of stuff like tendon and whatnot right in there. But other than that, no, it was completely picked clean.
Was the whole hide gone?
Everything except the
bone
on the legs in the front. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, everything was. It was strange. Like I've never seen a deer kill that like that, where it's like ripped in half at the back. Like it was like the back got broken and just torn in half.
Go ahead, tell me.
Right, hold on one second. I was about to turn to you, Rich.
Yeah,
because your head's spinning. Go ahead. I'd rather have you do it.
Oh no, we just found one like I think it was like almost deboned basically, and then it was folded in half like a blanket, but it had its head and legs on it. It was bizarre, bro. It was, and there was no blood anywhere, dude. And I was like, say even if a hunter did it, and he dragged it out and he just threw it out in the woods, he would have had something left. It was snow. There would have been a drop of something somewhere in that snow from where you have to park, walk out, there's no drag, nothing. There was just a little bit of a mess around it in the snow, but no blood. When I say a mess, I mean like foot marks, feet mark, whatever, scuffling, but there was no blood. Oh, the thing was folded over like the dude made his bed. It was like, what the fuck is this?
It's like someone reaching in your throat, grabbing you,
Jesus.
like a trick, just pulling you out,
ripping it right out.
Force. Right. Yeah.
And that's what it was like.
And it's like the hair, like from the hide, it's like plucked, in different spots, like on a patch. And then we found the deer, but there's one big spot that I stood on when I was taking the pictures. It was like a big sheet of ice. I mean, we've been walking into like 6 to like 8 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And on this one particular spot, it was ice. So I'm thinking that something big was there that just drawing heat that just melted it down. Because I go, guys, I'm standing up straight. But to hear your story, I mean, on the hoofs area, there is a little bit of the bone sticking out. But it's not sawed off. It's not. It doesn't show any breaks. It's just smooth. It's like a laser just cut right through it. It's just amazing.
Weird. It was weird.
Yeah, that's how it was with the front hoods. It still had the fur on it and everything. Like it did, like just like you said, it looked like it was like surgically cut without, a knife. Like so strange.
Oh my god.
So I'll see. I mean, like, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. Me, Richie, our friend Denio, and Big Daddy Andy, we all went out, and again on the live, and we showed you guys what we were looking at, and now listening to Bryce's story. I mean, it's kind of cool to hear from somebody, that somebody else had, the same type of experience.
Oh yeah, that's why you don't gatekeep and you share your story, and that way we can all get more knowledge together. But I want to give Bryce all my knowledge. I want Bryce to give me his knowledge, and then we both have more knowledge, and it's just the way it goes. That's the way it should be. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Feels better.
Assholes out here. Oh, sorry, something's in my throat, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. So Bryce, like in your area, you get the big farm. It's all you get but how far back do the woods go? Like to like your nearest neighbors and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Okay, so there is one couple that lives like we own this. Okay, so you go down the road that my dad's house is on. We own both sides of the road except for this one corner area that like is where like the T from like the back road to like the main road. It's not really a main road. It's just what would pass for one. And other than that, we own it all. So, I mean, besides them, I would say a radius of about 3 miles, because back in 2006, when the coal mine opened up, they came through and bought everybody out. We didn't sell because, like I said, we've had the farm in the family for so damn long. We're like, no, they just paid us for like any damages and things like that. So it's just us out there. And, I mean, like all those properties and stuff, you figure, okay, 2006, everybody moved, coal mines started going through. A lot of the places got destroyed because of subsidence. So they just went ahead and bulldozed all those. And then they tried to sell the ones that were still good, but nobody wanted to buy them because it was on freshly mined land. And so they just ended up bulldozing those too. Now here it is 20 years later, all those properties have grown up. I mean, you've got trees, it's all just more woods. And there's ponds galore because, I mean, every family that used to live out there had at least 1 or 2 ponds on their properties. And we've got 3. We used to have 5, but 2 of them drained whenever the coal mine came through with the longwall. But just east of our farm, I know between the main road and then like the next back road that also goes north and south, there's 7 or 8 ponds just in that area, and that's about be about 3 miles from east of the farm, and there's nobody out there. It's just all overgrown thick woods.
So it's pretty much like a flat, but you do have hilly land. I'm just imagining the landscaping here.
Yeah. So sounds like a fun place.
It's flat, but there is some hills, a lot of creeks, a lot of ponds. There's one area on the farm we call the Bluff. That's got something else going on over there. That's Bigfoot that's over there. My brother had an encounter.
I'm afraid to ask now.
We've had so much shit in our woods, dude. Come on, we already know the well, here you go. William says it too. William Nighthawk. If you don't know William Nighthawk, yeah, I think you do. Right?
That's big brother right there.
It's folded over to be gifted back to Mother Earth, offering to share with everything else in the area, like elemental spirits and little people, etc. WOJO, that's your day, everybody. All right, well.
Yeah, well, you know what, Rich?
There it is. You'll be going out alone next time. That's what. I'd be like, yeah. Oh, wow. You look great on live, buddy. Yeah, take a left at the tree, man. Okay. Thank you, William Nighthawk.
Hey, Rich, where do you park your car?
I parked my car in the Harvard yard.
There you go, William.
Nice.
Yeah. So, okay. So you have like all these tracks in the mud and everything. You want you said you want the pictures up?
Yeah, if you guys want to pull them up, that's fine. And like I said, you guys are the first ones I've ever shared these with, just because people. It's
time out. Sorry,
it's
I had
hard
trouble
to see
earlier.
those, but they're there. If you're there when you see them. Okay.
Yeah, hang on a minute, because I had trouble, dude. My Google Drive is so beat up. I had them up and I was looking at them, and then I came back to get them and they weren't there. So I just got to try again. But you guys keep talking while I try to do that. But either way, we have a lovely conversation and a brand new friendship blossoming.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm not wearing any pants. Back to you, Bob.
But Rich, I find it amazing that he's had
I love this place
since 1800s.
Oh,
and
I love this place.
And just until now, and you guys still having these sightings there, and you just wonder, like the clans, they just been staying with you, with your family, pretty much with you guys for a long time.
I got a theory on it.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me your theory.
Okay, so before we ever owned the land and before the family before us, because what my grandpa told me on how we got it was like my 2 or 3 great grandpas ago bought it off somebody who I guess bought it off the government or something. I guess I don't really know how that works back then, but originally it was Native American land, and in the field that I had my sighting in 2024, that was where a Native American settlement was. And in the field across the road, which keep in mind back then there wouldn't have been a road, but across the road, a little closer to my dad's house, I'm not exactly precisely sure where at in that field. He knows where it was, but there was an old fort. And I did a little research on that fort, and I won't say the name of it because that'll give away the location of the farm.
Exactly.
But when I did a little research on it, now granted, I used Google, so take that for what it's worth, but it said that fort was one of the first forts built in America's expansion westward of the Ohio River. So
I don't doubt that at all, dude.
Yeah,
that's almost exact. If you go through your history books, they actually took a northern route first to break through the great frontiers. So that makes total sense. But D-Hoot's got me going, and now I'm going to have to bite. So, Bryce, what the fuck's at the Bluff, bro?
Okay, so
just say it.
So my dad was out bush hogging and cutting some trees down and stuff like that. And his phone died, and it was getting to be probably about 9 o'clock at night, and he decided he was going to go fishing over at the big pond behind my cousin Tyler's house, which was originally Grandma and Grandpa's house, where she saw the Sasquatch in '63. So he was over there doing that. Well, my stepmom thought that Dad was in trouble or something because couldn't get a hold of him, all that jazz. Thought she heard him yell help. I'll just go ahead and say that this is what. And she's not the believing in any of this kind of stuff type. She's like, just have fun and all that stuff, I mean, great lady, but she just, she doesn't believe in it. So whenever she heard that, she had my brother go and look for him because she told him where he was at, and that sounded about where that yell had come from. He went over there, and of course, Dad's not over there because Dad's fishing. And he gets about, I think he told me, it was 30 yards away from the wood line. And he said, all of a sudden, something is just growling at him that sounded like a wolf or a dog, but like very big. And it was pacing back and forth in the wood line. He was like, I couldn't quite see it. He's like, I kept catching a little bit of eye shine though. He was like, I go, what color was it? Because I'm like, was it, green? What was it? He goes, amber color. And I'm like, fuck. And then, because he didn't even want to tell me. Whenever I saw him the day after this happened, I saw him at the dollar store, and he was like, you need to ask your dad what's in those woods. And I go, I know what's in the woods. He goes, no, you need to go ask him what's in the woods over by the bluff. And I'm like, okay, and then I called Dad when I got in the parking lot. He was like, why didn't he tell you? He was the one that was there. And I was like, okay. But basically, everything he's described, we've got audio. I tried to get it to play because Joe sent it to me. I couldn't get it to play, but Joe has the audio. It's on the documentary that's going to be coming out in next month, I think. But basically, without him having it standing right in front of him and getting a full visual with the audio and everything else and the footprint that Dad found, I'd have a dog man out there too. And that I don't like that, because I'm not cool with that. But yeah, Dad found a little over 6-inch dog wolf prints right there in the back of the field where I found those 18-inch prints in 2023. And he wanted me to come out and take a look at it. And I was working a bunch of 12-hour shifts that week, so I couldn't. Well, that weekend, the pipeline showed up. There's a natural gas pipeline that got put in last year. They destroyed that whole area. And of course, that's where the print was. And Dad didn't take a picture of it because he just thought that I would get out there, didn't know my work schedule. But you just kind of put the pieces together, you know what I mean? And like Nathaniel, he was like, dude, he goes, that thing, he goes, it was pacing back and forth. He's like, I would see the eye shine every once in a while. He goes, at first, because like, I don't know that he knows what a dog man is. You know what I mean? I know he knows what Bigfoot is because, everybody knows that. But he kept saying, it was weird, man. He's like, sometimes, I'd see it like ground level. And then sometimes I'd swear it was like climbed up a tree or something. And it was, like probably about 7 feet up in the air. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it stood up. I'm like, that's what it did. It stood up. Right. But I mean, I don't know. Dad's had some dad. Okay. So Dad knows the Bigfoot whoops and all that stuff, right? He hears them all the time out there. I've heard them out there several times. We've got plenty of audio recordings of that. But like I said, that's all on Joe's equipment on his computer putting together for that documentary we made. We did make one on his YouTube channel. But that just goes up to my first sighting. All the juicy good stuff that's on this new one coming out all happened afterwards whenever we were doing more investigating. Because like really until last year, I didn't really investigate. You know what I mean? It was just like if I was out there and I saw something or heard something, that's one thing. But like really pursuing it, I didn't really start until last year. So I guess let's go ahead and get into my sighting. So 2024, I think it was like a week or two before Mother's Day, still the month of May though. Dad called me up because my grandpa, he was battling dementia at the time. He's passed since then, but he asked me, he goes, hey, he goes, can you grab Pop and bring him out to the farm to my house? I was like, yeah, no problem. So me and my youngest, who was 3 at the time, we went, picked up Grandpa, heading out to the farm. You got to take main road to get out that way, and then you take some back roads, and boom, you're there. So we're going down the road that Dad's house is on, and you cross this creek, which is Pond Creek, and it's the bridge it's like a small country bridge, so you got to go slow whenever you go over it. And so I'm only going about 25 miles an hour. And like you cross the bridge, okay, you've got, like I said, the creek going there, so you've got wood line going that way, wood line going that way, following the creek. Then you've got open field to the left and right. Well, to the right, out of the corner of my eye, I catch movement. And I just happen to look over. And when I look over, I see this big jet black with kind of a shine to it. Like either it was wet, like had been in the creek and was wet, or just like how, like when the sunlight hits a horse's mane, like how it'll be kind of shiny, you know?
Yeah.
But this was at 3:15 in the afternoon, broad daylight, beautiful day. This thing is about 65 to 80 yards. I'd say probably closer to 65 the more and more I think about it. And it's knelt down, thrashing into this hillside, digging at something. And the arm movement's what caught my attention. And I never got to see the face of it. And this sighting only lasted like 5 seconds max, because I was driving. But like whenever it would like thrash, like it would turn its back. So like whenever it would turn and throw its arm back, its back was facing the road. That's why I never saw the face. But as I'm going by, and I mean, I'm seeing this, and I'm still only going about 25 miles an hour. I'm just like looking like, what the fuck? And it stands up. Now, it already looked big squatted down, but I could tell squatted down that that was not a person. When this fucker stood up, pardon my French, but when it stood up, it had
easy guy. No fucking swearing on this channel.
I'm fucking sorry, all right? God.
Oh my God. Get him a swear jar.
Yeah.
Rich.
No, he's rich. But yeah. So it starts to walk away like further into the field. Now, if you go past that field, there's a small little section of woods and like another field that kind of like, right angles into it. Go through that field, and there's what my dad calls 2 mile woods. So like literally it's just 2 miles of nothing but woods. And it was heading that way. So I'm thinking that's where it went. But I went ahead, got Grandpa, because my dad's house is only a quarter mile up the hill from there, because like I said, that road, it starts to hill up right there. Told him, I was like, hey, I saw something big in the field. Like, I'm gonna go back and see if I can't get a picture of it. He's just like, what? I'm like, big, Dad, big. Like, I didn't want to say Bigfoot and then Grandpa get all upset or anything,
Right.
So I was like, gotta go. Back there, he's gone. Shit. So I went home, told my wife about it, and she was like, well, you're going back there tomorrow and seeing if, she's like, we'll go back there. She's like, I'll stay in the car with the kids and you go out there and see if you can't find any prints or anything. And I was just like, yeah, like she's a real one, dude. She is all about this. She's very supportive of me doing it. And yeah, it's good to have that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And another thing too, because I always catch hell from people about, well, why didn't you stop and take pictures with it or anything like that? This is like, dude, I have my grandpa with dementia and I have my 3-year-old in the car. There's no way I'm stopping the car to get out to like run in the field and try and get it.
Everybody's so perfect in these situations. No offense to a friend that probably said that to you, but people say it to me, I'm like, you ever stood in front of one? You ever one right by you? Like 6 miles crashing through trees. Hey, can I get a photo?
Yeah.
Don't eat me.
Yeah. Come here. That's what's in the quick selfie. But yeah, so so that happened, and so we go back the next day. It rained that night, which pissed me off because I'm thinking to myself, fuck, like I'm not gonna find anything out there. And because like month of May, dude, it's like April. Like April showers bring May flowers. Well, in May we got plenty of showers too. And we get out there, and I'm out there walking out in the field trying to figure out where it was. And it took me a little while, but I did find it. And the dig area, the hole was kind of collapsed in. I could still work my hand into it, but you could tell that before all that rainwater and everything rushed down, it was a lot bigger. I'm not really sure what it was after though, because it could have just been that the rainwater washed away any small animal track or anything. But I didn't see anything. I did find a print, and I took a measurement of that, and it was 16 inches. So keep in mind, the one I found the year before was 18. So we're talking about 2 different ones right there. And, it, like I said, you could tell where it had been digging and everything. So, didn't necessarily find a hand print, but I did see where it was scraping and digging at. So that was pretty cool. But the strange thing about, the creepy thing to this is when I'm standing there taking these pictures, and then, my wife's in the car with the kids, like I said, about 65 yards or maybe a little more away. She said just by the way that the field was, because after the long wall, that field, it used to be pretty straight until you got to the hill, and now it's kind of wavy in areas. Where I was standing, she could barely see me. And then when I knelt down to take closer up pictures, she lost sight of me completely. Keep in mind, I said that thing was kneeling down when I saw it. I saw probably mid-thigh up when it was knelt down, and then it stood up. So I'm thinking that guy had to have been 8 feet at least, because I'm 5'10", and so that was pretty. Like, she told me that, and I'm just like, damn, I was thinking, like, I was trying to figure out, okay, well, where'd this thing come from? Like, it didn't just pop right here and it's trying to like dig a hole or something, So like I said, I thought it was wet. So I'm like looking around, trying to follow the track trail. And it did kind of appear like it was coming from the creek area, but that was also the way that the runoff from the hill was going too. So it kind of washed them out. So I was thinking, well, let's go over here and see if I can't find any like big impression where it like climbed up the embankment or whatever from the creek. And it was kind of hard to really see anything in that. But what I did find over there was about 10 feet up. There was a 3-inch round tree branch snapped down and then spun around 2 or 3 times. So to me, that says something that, number one, is strong as hell, has a thumb, has a hand and a grip, and is really powerful, and did it with intention. Because, like, until we had the ice storm last year, I could go right there and find it. We had the ice storm last year. All those trees and everything have branches that just collapsed underneath all that weight of the ice. And good luck trying to find it now. But
behind Richie's house, Richie had a similar tree, right, Rich?
Yeah, I got a lot of feedback coming back in, more than usual.
Yeah, it's a lot of echo.
I don't know what it's from.
I don't know.
We're not in the same place.
No, I don't know what's going on.
Might be my phone. I was trying to get my headset to work, and it shit out on me.
It could be doubling through his speakers. But then his phone would pick it back up. You know what I mean?
Should I try turning the volume down on my phone?
No. Hang on a second.
No,
not at all.
Okay.
Might not be it. Oh, that is it. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. It's you. It's you. It's you. You're the problem.
Yep, exactly. I've been told that my whole life.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Rich, I was just say, tell them about that branch.
Which branch?
360. The 360 branch.
The 360. Oh, the one in the There's the twisty inside the hut, or the 360 in my yard.
In your yard.
Yeah, that's not a branch. That was a sapling. So while I talk, what I'll do is I'll mute him, and then when he talks, I'll unmute him. Now that great producer, it took me the whole show to figure it out. So on my property, up right along my game trail, as I used to go to my game camera when I first started this, and I thought game cameras would do something. You go to the game the game trail, and there was a sapling, and it was like 4 to 6 inches around. It wasn't like this, And I used to go by it; almost would hit my arm. You know what I mean? That was one of the things I remembered. And I remember going by, I don't know how many times before I noticed it. It wasn't there. It wasn't like touching my arm anymore. You know what I mean? But I actually just found it by looking down, and there was the whole sapling was spun around, complete 360, and then bent down to the ground flat. It was pushed right down the ground. And I probably got a picture of it somewhere I could actually show. But that's one of my 360s. But even like as a sapling, you have to understand, go over and try twisting one around, first of all, right? At all. But never mind 360 and then smash. Because you could see each side of this was blown out. It wasn't crushed from the top. and blown out. It was, you could tell the top was fine. So therefore, you only way to blow it out on all sides is to spin it all the way around. It was wild, and it is wild. I got a picture of it. So there you go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Bryce, real quick, do you have any livestock in your farm area?
We used to. We got out basically, I want to say by 2009, maybe 2010. We got out of the livestock. We used to have a bunch of cows, and before that, we had other animals too, like chickens, and I think maybe some goats, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, I don't believe we ever had any lost calves or anything that I know of, that I remember my grandpa or my great uncle talking about. Of course, they're no longer here to ask, but I don't think we did. But yeah, one thing, like here in a couple weeks, my buddies that got podcasts and stuff are going to be coming out to the farm, and they're wanting to check it out and everything. Miguel from Sasquatch Theory, if you guys know him. And then Paranormal Paul, he's one of BMR's buddies. He's coming out, and some other people too. And I'm going to take them out there, show them around, and see what we can do, see what we can find, And because I know my dad says he still hears them, and he just heard them, like, what, I think not even 10 days ago. So I mean, they're out there. Like, at first I thought, because I always started finding stuff in May, maybe that's just like, maybe they migrate and that's when they're back in town, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm starting to think they're hanging out, because like whenever I told my buddy Joe about it, because he's a documentary filmmaker, and I was like, hey man, I know he has all the gadgets, I ain't got shit. And I was like, why don't you come on out and bring your stuff with you and we can go squatching. He was like, all right, cool. So I've listened to a podcast with Native Americans, and they were talking about, like, a way to make contact with the Sasquatch is to, announce yourself, welcome them, call them forest brothers, which is what I did. I went out there in the field, because we filmed the documentary that day, that first set of filming of it. And then Joe told me, hey, check around, see if you find any picture or any prints to take pictures of. If you do, send them to me and I'll throw them in the documentary. I was like, all right, cool. And I got to thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm going to try this Native American thing. And if William's still in the chat, he can back me up on this. But so what I did, I got out there, went into that field, and I just said, hello, Forest Brothers. My name is Bryce Edwards. Welcome to the farm. You guys are welcome to make your home here. All I ask is that you respect our properties. And, other than that, I come in peace. And that's the thing. Like, when I go squatching, I don't take anything with me. I don't have a gun, a pocket knife, a toothpick. Shit, I ain't got nothing. Because I told them things that I come in peace. And I don't want to give them any reason to think otherwise.
Right. Actually, there's some people have some questions for you. Our friend Damian Smith from Scotland. He says, has there been a wild bird eggs nesting decline in the area recently? If he calls them sassy, but Sasquatch has eggs on the menu. I'm guessing populations would fluctuate with how many Sasquatch in the area.
I don't know about bird eggs and stuff. I don't know. I know there's a bunch of deer out there, but there's not as many deer as there used to be. I know that much.
Yes.
But I mean, we've got deer, we've got turkeys. There's all kinds of game out there. There's plenty of things for a Squatch to munch on. Yeah. Do you guys know who Tony Gerard is? He used to be on the original Monster Quest show back in the day.
Yeah, I know of him. Yeah.
He's in the documentary that we filmed that's going to be coming out. And so he even said, he goes, which Joe was pretty surprised because it's not that he's a non-believer. He's just, all data. You know what I mean? And he goes, I could see something big like that being able to, sustain life with everything that's out here. And so, all right, we got that. But
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Just the echo. I thought you stopped. That's why. Actually, another question. John Tempering was asking, do you think during this time frame, the way the world is headed, some of these Bigfoot and other cryptids are looking for human allies?
Great question.
I mean, that's a great question. That is a great question. It's possible because I feel like whenever I did that, I ended up getting a response. And every time I've ever had any kind of an encounter, it has not felt negative. The only time that anything was a little like, ooh, whenever I heard a response was whenever Joe's research partner, Jason, blew an Aztec death whistle. And the second time he blew it, because I was wearing the parabolic dish. And also, if you're ever around somebody with one of those, make sure the parabolic dish is turned off. Because, yeah, that hurt. I got this solid tree knock that it was like, it either sounded like knock it off or I'm right here, bring it the fuck on kind of thing. Like it almost like, I think it felt like it was getting challenged by something that it didn't quite know what, just because of the sound that makes. But I mean, with that question and everything, maybe it's possible, because I mean, if I remember right, which I mean, I'm not like a study the Bible guy or anything like that. I believe in God and all, but there was something I thought about in the end of the days or something like that, where the beasts rise or something. And I mean, could that be cryptids? Maybe. It seems like there's been a lot more sightings lately. So I think it's more of a familiarity with my family, because as far as the Edwards go, our branch, we don't make girls. We only make boys. So we all kind of have the same build, same profile and all that stuff, sound the same. So I think that they're just used to like that of us being out there, and the fact that we've had that farm for, almost 200 years, I guess. And we haven't really done anything on it. I mean, we've dug a couple ponds, we've built some barns, which, I mean, shit, we ain't built a new barn out there in probably 50 years. I mean, I think that they, and my wife said this too, she thinks that they look at us as like stewards of the land, and like the fact that we show respect to the land and all that stuff, they appreciate that. So, I mean, that's just like stuff that she said that I'm like, okay, like I can see that. Yeah, I really don't know.
You're building like a good neighbor thing. That's what you're doing. I mean, that's what's important. Is building that respect, building that passion. It takes a while. I mean, when you meet people and they want to meet you, but yet they don't really know you, so they're a little skittish, just like the Bigfoot. I mean, they're not saying they'd be afraid, but they just know your intentions, what you hear. Why you're looking for us, and so you're building yourselves up for that good neighbor. We see somebody. Dee had a question for you. Have you encountered any light anomalies at night?
Yeah. I sent you that picture too. We have pictures of orbs that we've taken with like night vision. My grandma, whenever she was alive, she used to tell my wife stories, because when my wife was pregnant with our youngest, grandma would come over here and hang out with her and help with my other two kids while I was at work. And she would tell Amber stories, and she always called them ghost lights in the woods. But I mean, what she was describing was orbs. And yeah, you'll see those out there. UFOs, tons of UFOs I've seen out there. We even filmed one that whenever we were doing the documentary stuff, one of those nights, It was the night that Amber got a stick through at her. Yeah, we filmed a pyramid-shaped UFO in the sky, and that was fucking crazy. Because it's just like we were trying to make a Bigfoot documentary, and it's turned into Bigfoot and high strangeness because it's all there. And like, I don't know. Whenever I did that Native American welcome and all that stuff, I asked for a sign of it, to let it, or asked if it would give me a sign of its presence or if it understood me. And it was a few minutes went by. I'm taking some pictures of some prints I found. I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe that's it. I found a print. And instead, from the creek, I hear this vocalization that the only way I know how to describe it is it sounded like, say, if like your belly was growling, but that was like your voice and you were kind of mumbling a little bit, talking. That was the sound it made. It was like a brr, 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 brr. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that was kind of what it did. And it was close enough. Like, this thing had to have only been about not that far from me, like 15 yards. And because it's probably a good 30 yards, 35 yards where it's smooth before you hit that hill where I was at. And I was in the middle of that flat part. So about 15 yards. And I'm hearing this and I'm like, okay. And like, I'm trying to debunk it in my head. I'm thinking to myself, okay, is this like, somebody on a dirt bike off in the distance? No, because I'm hearing it come from right the fuck over there. Like, no. And wasn't dogs or anything like that. Like, the thing was, though, I couldn't see anything. And, all those tree branches and stuff had broke down from the ice. So that thing could have been standing right behind that. And I didn't see it because it was completely camouflaged. It was just, it was pretty wild because, don't worry, I brought a flashlight. But, so,
yeah, I like it better with the light off, sir.
Yeah, right. Like it. So does my wife.
So, Bryce, with all these encounters that you have around your property, have they come close to your house?
Yeah,
like real close.
Yeah, they've. Dad said, well, whenever my dad, so after Grandpa passed away, Dad started doing a lot of late night bonfires, and usually where he did them at was just right across the road from his house, and he would hear, he's been whistled at, pretty shrill whistles, like, probably about in that like 5 to 8 seconds long, and whoops, we've heard whoops. The house got slapped once. The barn that's across the road from his house, opposite side of the area where the fire pit is, that's got hit several times. And that's a pole barn. So whenever it gets hit, it really makes a big noise. But I was out there with my wife on her birthday last year. We were having a bonfire because that's what she wanted to do. And it was super foggy that day, right? So, we're out there. My dad, here in Southern Illinois, it gets dark in the winter about 5 o'clock. And we got there about 4:30. Dad already had the fire going, and he visited with us for a little while. Then he went inside, and we're sitting there just chilling. All of a sudden, like the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life. We're just sitting there minding our own business, staring at the fire. So off my left shoulder, diagonal going way back, could have been, I'm guessing, somewhere in that field by where I found those 18-inch prints, somewhere over in that direction, which is probably quarter mile from where we were at. Hear this, what to me it sounded like a woman screaming bloody murder for a solid 10 seconds, and then it ended. But when it ended ape-like. And I was like, I looked over at her, she's looking at me, and we're just like, did you hear that? She's just like, she goes, what the hell was that? I'm like, what the fuck you think it was? Like, it's like, I think that was Bigfoot. And I mean, it startled us, right? And just because, like, I'm used to hearing the whoops, I'm used to hearing the owl mimicry, I'm even used to hearing it fucking laugh. Like, we were out, okay, me, Joe, and Jason were out there one night, and like, that was a weird night. They were having all kinds of equipment malfunctions, like fully charged batteries draining like that. As soon as they popped them in, we got out there within 5 minutes. Their GPS. Do what?
Do they know Richie big? Because that's what happened to poor Richie right off the bat.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Go ahead, Rich.
No, I was just gonna obviously that's the 360 that's on my property. I'm having trouble uploading the other. Like I said, the Google Drive kicked out your pictures, but that's all right. We'll have you on again and go over it. I just wanted to show you the 360 because I talked to you about it. So this is an older picture of it. I got one when it was brand new too. So this is when it kind of dried up a bit.
Heck yeah.
And also too, Rich, you could probably explain to him, like, to help him out on the footprints, Scaniverse.
Yeah, D who brought that up. I don't know. Do you have the app called Scaniverse?
No.
So go in it. Do you have Android or Apple, first of all?
Android.
Right. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Scaniverse sucks on Android.
That's true.
like most other apps on Android. But try it. Look it up. If you have a friend that is quite intelligent like myself and owns an Apple, Scaniverse works very well. Have him go with you.
All right. Well, you guys can come out if you ever find your way out this way.
Bro,
thank you. I appreciate this.
Yeah.
You don't got to say that to me twice because I'm daydreaming about this place already, bro.
And in a couple weeks with me and Miguel and Paul and the half-inch wrench crew. That's the other people that are coming. I think we're going to camp out there. And I ain't going to lie, I'm a little nervous about that because I haven't been out there since I was a kid. You know what I just thought about, though? Yeah. I remember camping out there as a kid one time with my dad, and he swore he heard a wolf one night. And there's that dog man out there.
Do you have wolf?
No. No, we got coyotes, but we don't have wolves. That's what makes that whole thing, that print, everything. Like,
I gotta say something.
I don't know. Go for it.
I'm gonna mute you while I say it. The female Bigfoot scream that you described was almost to a T to what we experienced not too long ago. And the wolf sound that you described, we actually have on audio that is mind-blowing. We don't have the wolf here either. And this thing was long. You can tell the lungs were big, and it was deep and bigger than anything around this area, man. There is nothing like it around here, what we heard that night. It was absolutely insane. And we have it. It's actually in the archives. I can just pull it up anytime, but it's just like absolutely crazy, dude. So it's funny in a sense where you're describing a lot of things that are coinciding with our experiences here. And again, why you shouldn't be a gatekeeper. But I just wanted to add those. And I think WOJO is nodding his head as well.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah. And to add to that, we don't have hills, or we're flatland. Yeah, and to hear it, like, it's loud and it echoes everywhere. And that's the surprising part, because we don't have big hills or anything like that in our area. It's all flatlands, woods, swamp, etc.
Yeah.
But well, we got 5 minutes left, Bryce. But anybody else has any questions for Bryce before we wrap it up?
Yeah, prayers for you, Lori. We want you to be safe and healthy. So keep that in mind. That we're always thinking of you and sending positive energy. Yeah,
people are very impressed, very intrigued with your stories, and And I'll tell you, just listening, how you explaining everything, it's what we're going through. I mean, it's the deer carcass that blew my mind.
A lot of it.
You
And
know,
MS brings up the fact too. Do you have any kind of gifting set up for them?
No, I've heard too many negative things about gifting to try it. I've thought about it, but I mean, basically, you guys are the only ones that I've heard the good stuff from with gifting. Most of the time, you hear people do it, and then if you forget or something like that, they come knocking, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, for
doing
me,
it.
All right. I got you muted again. Sorry. I think it's all about intention, man. I think it's all about intention. I think it's all about the spirit and energy you bring, and you bring a great spirit and great energy. So, I would not be hesitant to try that. We don't get out there because we haven't been there in 3 weeks. We're not going to get jumped and beat up and our limbs get ripped off or anything. It's not like that at all, man. It's for us, and why should we be different than anybody else? And I'm not saying anybody's going out there with bad intentions. It's just that if you start feeling, this guilt or, oh my God, I got to get out there because they're going to get mad, and that type of intention, they can feel that as well. So I just be like, hey man, it snowed, man, chill. You know what I mean? Just like it's your cousin, and you're gonna drop off a hamburger. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's just the same type of mentality.
but also too, Rich, is that with good intentions that he has, that's why they're going to continue to follow him in the group, and stay positive and think outside the box. Like I always tell everybody, you don't try it. What do you get? You get this. You get a goose egg. You get 0.
Yeah.
But if you think outside the box, you might get something out of it. You get 0.01%. You get something than nothing. Mm-hmm. So, but it's also it's data. You're also collecting data because of it's like me coming to your house. Show up with a case of beer, or you look like more of a whiskey guy, so bring you a bottle of whiskey or something, But it's just being that good neighbor. If we show up at your house, it's the same thing for you to them. That's their woods, and if you were to present them, and we always bless with Native American tobacco, and we do get a lot of results, and because again, it's building up that communication, that trust. It takes a while, but this is where we're at after like over 2.5 years, Rich.
Close to it. Well, no, we're coming up on 2. But in this area, so 2.5 altogether. Yeah, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Do it, bro. Do it.
Yeah. I might go ahead and do it then. And I might do like what WOJO was telling me you guys did with the honey.
Honey was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, natural honey. Everything's got to be like natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of this like cheap ass stuff, and you don't want that to feed them. And it's not like it's like not like feeding the bears. No, it's respect, it's caring.
Yeah, and they'll let you know what doesn't work. We tried different jellies and stuff, and they could give a shit less, man. They were like, you could tell they didn't like it. Marshmallow, you could tell they didn't like it. And that was it. That was the end of that. No, we try everything. No, why not?
Yeah.
Like you said, 0.01 or 0. Which one do you want? So, nothing wrong with trying it, and nothing wrong, like we say too, though, deliver that intention. Don't just think and feel the intention. Deliver that intention verbally. This is what I'm doing, man. I want you to have a little treat for me, whatever the case might be. Have it if you want. If you don't, it's okay. No pressure. Just like you're talking, man. Just like you're talking to your boy. You know what I mean? Your son, your wife, same exact type of conversation you want to have with the same exact type of demeanor. And I don't see any harm in it. I do get the people, and I have friends right here that'll tell you they don't want to put food near their house. All right, I get that. You got 640 acres to work with. Go find a spot. I do get that aspect of it. My first one was near my house, so I didn't give a shit. But that's me. You know what I mean? And I got great results from it. It was amazing, the experiences I had and the gifts I was given. So we got a gift not too long ago, and it was actually away from the gifting chair. It was on the knocking tree, where Elder gave us a necklace, and it was about almost 6 feet up, and he hung a little mushroom up there, and it was just an amazing.
Yeah.
You should see me on the live. I was jumping up and down, man. So, try it, and if it's something that's not for you, then you don't have to try it for long,
Yeah, I mean, it's just check out our episode about the journey to the gifting chair. We set up golf balls that says my name and Richie's name, different colors, and we use rocks, which is them. And what they were doing is they would place the peanut butter jar, the zinger wrappers, at certain spots, and they place Richie's ball, and my ball in different spots. It's like they're trying to tell us something that, I'm the gifter because I was the one with the food, but then there's Richie further away from everybody because he's always out there, on the live ahead of everybody. Mm-hmm. So they understand who you are and what you're doing. And like I said, just the peanut butter.
Peanut butter is safe, man. NMS brings it up, and I don't know if MS has watched it. He's seen their show, but I got like 50 jars of peanut butter in here alone that we gift them, and they unscrew the tops and everything. So it's all there. It's documented. It's another form of evidence for you as well that you're dealing with something with thumbs and somebody can't come in. Oh, it's a raccoon. Well, come on, dude. You can tell it. You'll be able to tell the difference. Trust me. So
fingerprints. We've got fingerprints and hair.
Hair, yep. All from peanut butter jars.
Damn, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Feel free to reach out to me and Richie about this anytime. We're here to share because we learn from others too, and that's what's great about researching is that we all work together, and we're not gatekeepers and whatever. We're here to share. We're here to educate people that these people in the woods that we destroy, that we understand what we're doing, and that you try to make that connection with them and connect them with Mother Earth, things like that, and that's very big. But yeah, you guys are on the right track, and I can't wait for more stories. I'll have you back on in the future and do follow up. And by the way, so you're gonna have like all your hard evidence on your documentary and stuff like that. Where can people find that when it does come out?
Okay, so once it does come out, I know it's going to be on Tubi. There'll be physical copies if people want to have a physical copy. We're trying to get it on Amazon, and that's kind of been the holdup with everything. Like, we used all their stipulations for like camera quality, audio quality, all that kind of stuff. So it's mainly up to Joe's distributor to get it on Amazon, but it's looking good for that. Which that would be really great because everybody has Amazon, and for whatever reason, not everybody thinks about Tubi. But I've seen the first 10 minutes of it that Joe had on his YouTube channel. He has, like, if you're a member, you can watch the first 10 minutes of it, plus like member videos he puts up. And I mean, it's fucking awesome. Like, it's cool. It's really cool.
I'm sorry, go ahead. The echo.
I was just gonna say, like I said, on his YouTube channel, if you just go to YouTube and search the Pond Creek Monster, because that's what I call the Bigfoot out there. I'm just kind of like paying homage to the creature and the creek, because the creek was right there, right where I saw it and everything. So I call it the Pond Creek Monster. But it'll pop up, and his channel's called Red Room Monsters and Lore, or Monsters and Legends, or something. You'll see it. Yeah. But that, like I said, that one goes over my first sighting. We didn't get into the second sighting and all that stuff, and like some of the other stuff that happened. But like I said, if you guys want to have me on another time, we can go into that then. No problem at all. We got this. But yeah, man.
Say hi.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
How do we look for Bigfoot? That's right. That's
He's
right.
whooping already.
And what's your favorite podcast?
It's a bee watcher.
That's right.
Like mommy.
Yep. Say goodnight to everybody on the side.
Good night.
Tell everybody, keep
Bye-bye.
climbing.
Keep climbing.
That's right.
Yay!
Keep climbing.
He's awesome.
Keep climbing.
That's all for you, Bryce. There you go.
Yeah. Night, buddy.
Well, yeah. So, real quick, I want to tell people where they can find you. Spin the record.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Friday nights, 6 to 10 Central. So, wherever you're at, go from there. If you go to www.wdbx.org, click that takes you to the station's website, and just click the Listen Live tab, and you'll hear me on there. My DJ name's the Crypt Keeper. Because I play all the heavy stuff, and I'm the resident metalhead punk rock guy there. So everybody else plays the old, like, you'll hear stuff that's like 1920s all the way to like, stuff that's like Middle Eastern music, operas. It's like it's a community radio station. So, we're all volunteer DJs. So just people come in and play whatever they want, basically. And then like our show, me and my stepdad, it's his show, and then he brought me on, and probably wishes he wouldn't have after he did. But the show's called Serendipity. But that's going through a journey and all that stuff. So I'm all like, well, yeah, I can take them on the metal journey. It's all good. So
Thank you. Real quick, Pond Creek Monster, is that on the YouTube channel, or is it?
Yeah. That's on YouTube. Yeah, if you search the Pond Creek Monster, it'll be the first one that pops up. And then there's like a few other interviews I've done in the past where they titled the episode "The Pond Creek Monster." Just look for the one that looks like a documentary versus just like what we're doing right now, an interview. I do get interviewed in it, but it's like a film, you know what I mean? Yeah, so then the next one that's coming out, the one I said it's going to be on Tubi for sure, and some other streaming services, hopefully Amazon. It's called The Pond Creek Monster, and then subtitle Bigfoot and High Strangeness, just because of all the other shit we got going on out there. So it's going to have like the UFO stuff, the orbs, the possible Dogman stuff. It's got it all, like every bit for like 8 months of research out there last year. Every bit of evidence we got is on that. So it's going to be freaking epic.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Bryce, thank you so much for being on here. You're a great guest. You're a good dude. Just to have you got people from Canada, you got Australia, you got Scotland. I mean,
UK.
You got people from all over. UK, Italy. I didn't forget you, Gianni. Ciao bella. So great show. And listen, everybody, just remember, don't be lazy. Serve the Lord enthusiastically. Do not crap on people. Show love to your neighbors. Show love to others. Be the best person you can possibly be, because you know what? We love you and love others. Rich?
Cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, X. We're going to be live on X with an investigation in the woods on Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, out there after a long hiatus because of the stupid snow. So make sure you join us. Get over to X, grab yourself a little page, and you can sit in the corner quietly. You don't have to do anything. It's the same as you do on YouTube. It's just that it's on X. So that's where we will be if you want to find us and continue to join us out there in the woods, finding new ways of getting answers and doing our research. Quest for facts, right? Other than that, I just want to say I love you, baby Jack. I love you, Mama. I see you, Ella. I want everybody to keep climbing. And WOJO, I'm pretty sure we're still the home of the what?
Yes, everybody. And remember, we're still home of the boom. Let's go. Bryce, stick around. Yeah. Peace out.
Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Everybody on the side, we want to thank you all for participating and being part of this interactive podcast. This is your home, your community, and your podcast as well. So be sure whenever you join one of the shows on the Banter HB Podcast Network that you join it and take ownership. Let's go, baby. We're out of here.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Thank you, bro.